It is a world of darkness. The sin of Cain has spawned the cursed horror that stalks the night in search of living blood. The Kindred have long been a secret influence through all ages of human history, plotting against each other in a never-ending jihad. Their immortal progeny are among us to this day, hidden from the eyes of humanity by an elaborate masquerade.
Welcome to a new Let's Get On adventure. This is Vampire the Masquerade Redemption, a mid-2000 role-playing game based on the World of Darkness franchise. In particular, the Vampire the Masquerade tabletop role-playing game. I've got solid experience with Redemption. Played it the year of release, last played it 2012, 2013 at latest. So the memory's rusty, but I'll figure it out. Gameplay's not too complicated, just plenty frustrating. You'll see. I'll have a bonus episode after this going through the instruction manual. Good details in there, not just about the main character, but also about Vampire the Masquerade itself, lore, background, setting. The instruction manual was my initial exposure to, the world of darkness. So if you don't have any knowledge about the Masquerade, perfectly okay. You'll learn it with me together. Couple of technical notes. This is the GOG version of the video game, though I do have the original CD release. Uncertain what the GOG version may have unofficially patched compared to the latest official patch of the game. It will run unmodified, out of the box, on your Windows 11, at least on my Windows 11 machine. However, I have modified the GOG release with DG Voodoo for rendering purposes. The brightness slider was not working. This game was designed for CRTs, like many of the other video games I've played on the channel. Thief the Dark Project comes to mind, and it's simply darker on modern monitors. And this slider not working, just unacceptable. And that's that. Let's get straight into it. I suppose one other technical note, I will be splicing in the movie files in 1080p resolution. Due to how I'm recording this, you would be seeing them at 640 by 480 if I didn't do that. So I'll just watch them at 640 by 480. It's okay.
My name is Christof. I am a man of God and a soldier in heaven's cause.
Nay, my lord. Sister Aneska.
Where am I?
In Prague, at the convent of the Knights of the Red Cross. Now hush. Thou hast suffered a grievous wound and must rest.
I must return to my... Oh!
My lord, peace, I beg thee. Thy brave captain left a letter before thy sword brethren continued on their crusade.
I thank thee for this news, my lady, and for thy care. Surely thou hast drawn me back from the jaws of death itself.
'Twas the Lord that saw fit to spare thy life. We humble sisters simply attended thee.
Oh, Sister Aneska is too modest. She ministered to thy shattered body day and night, long after all others had given up hope. She did indeed restore thy life. I am Archbishop Giza. Thou hast done great service for Christendom, young sir. Tonight I shall make prayers of thanksgiving that thou live, and may send more sinners to hell.
I offer thee all my gratitude for thy service. I am in thy debt.
The rosy life in thy cheek is payment enough.
That evening, within the convent. Christof gets out of bed because someone left the fridge door open. Picks up his trusty broadsword. Proceeds to get his ass handed to him. You got it, Inesga.
Christof, thy wound.
Nay, 'tis nothing. A scratch.
I love how he collapses there, like, it's
The mighty
beautiful.
walls of Prague once held all demons at bay, but the Schlachter have overtaken a silver mine to the east. With a haven so close to the city, they boldly walk the streets by night to kill, and worse than kill. Many have been dragged alive from their homes for some unspeakable purpose.
I will never let them take thee.
Oh, sir.
Tomorrow. Christof will voice these lines himself. I don't need to handle this.
Tomorrow I shall venture into the silver mine and flush the vermin from their holes.
Thou must not. Thy wound is too great.
Nay, I am resolved. They will pay in blood for the fright they have given thee.
Oh, sir, should they harm thee, my heart...
Come away, Inesga. Thou hast wasted enough of good Sir Christof's time with thy idle chatter. Christof, the Lord smiles upon thy wrath. I shall pray for thy victory.
I shall not fail.
It'd be really awkward if I did. Okay, so you can play this game at a 16:9 resolution. If you do not download an unofficial fix, your resolution is gonna be fucked. Important information will be cut away from the screen, and when you are engaged in, like, the in-game cutscenes as opposed to movies, the speakers' heads might be chopped off. Don't let that happen. This is a save point. In the original release of the game, these points were where you saved the game. The only other time the game saved was at autosaves. This made the game much more difficult, that you couldn't save wherever the hell you wanted to. It's kind of an issue. We have a vault here where we can store stuff. Our inventory consists of a broadsword which deals lethal damage. We'll discuss more about this stuff as I come along, but the instruction manual bonus episode will be really where we get into that. And we also have a note from Sir Cuthbert.
My good kinsman Christof, thy bravery carried the day in the Battle of the Moravian Hills. Thy sword brethren crushed the pagan barbarians and now chase their scattered hordes into eastern Hungary. Once the last of the heathens are routed, our garrison shall return to Prague, and thou mayst rejoin our ranks. Until then, the tender ministrations of the Holy Sisters shall revive thee, if it be God's will that thou outlive thy wound. Thy fellow sword brethren pray for thy swift recovery, for they cannot allow thee to ripe and rot in decadent luxury whilst they sacrifice themselves. Perhaps thou canst make thy sword arm useful to good Archbishop Giza until such time as we return to collect thee. May the tidings of the Lord be upon thee, Sir Cuthbert.
So, even as a teenager, I thought the story was silly, melodramatic, and I got into my 20s and I started to classify this game, or categorize it as a love story. But in modern times, in my advanced age, I would describe this game story as a vampire story. very fitting for the world of darkness. The gameplay... One other note, I have been queried about Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines for, I can't say as long as this channel has been active, but close, particularly when I ran the VTM 20th anniversary tabletop game last decade. I will say, I think the game is fine. It doesn't appeal to me the same way as Redemption does, but without Redemption and its mixed commercial and critical success, you would not have Bloodline. Bloodlines? Bloodlines. Bloodlines. I think it's... I can't even remember the proper name of the fucking game, and there's a second one coming out eventually? Question mark? White Wolf no longer exists as a company. They were purchased in 2016, I believe, by Paradox, and White Wolf was entirely liquidated in 2018. Let's remove this sword, just so that it's sheathed so that I'm not walking around with it in hand. Here's our character sheet. We're a human. That will change. And we've got some various attributes. We'll talk about those as the situation arises. We don't know any disciplines right now. We do have our quest panel. And we've got a map. Now, we don't have that many locations marked on it, and this is definitely not fast travel territory. I showed this off briefly in the first fight. We have a first-person view, which is really nice. It allows you to see detail that you couldn't otherwise, like, capture, garner. There's Aneska, the one who saved us.
Oh, sir, I pray for thy safety on so perilous a journey.
Christof is ready to give his life for her, for she saved him, and he is in service to the Lord. Prague's
The
old
cheerful
town.
daylight world belies the horrors that prowl by night. How can the good people of Prague go about their business with such evil abroad in the land?
How can they? This game is quite linear, but there is a degree of randomness to it. With the drops you will receive from lootables. That includes containers, and that includes enemies. What will we find in these barrels? There's loot tables. But what we get for sure? I cannot say.
Hail and well met, Crusader.
Hail and well met to thee, Knights of St. John.
'Tis good to hear the voice of a fellow Frenchman. We Knights of St. John are far from home, and I would we were back in France.
Say not so. We should gladly go to the ends of the earth in service to our Lord. Good day to thee.
So, this game won Best Role-Playing Game at the E3 Games Con convention, or whatever the hell it was labeled, in 1999. It beat out Deus Ex for that. I do find the voice acting in this game better than the voice acting in Deus Ex. Whether this is a better role-playing game than Deus Ex, though. But again, the best PC game and the best show overall was given to Freelancer. And if you're familiar with that game, it just goes to show that conventions and award shows may have possibly been bullshit for longer than you've been alive.
God save and protect thee, his soldier, his wrath, and vengeance.
I do like Freelancer. It has been a long while since I played it. I do own it. Man, what a... But I digress. That's this. I don't think there's any barrels we can whack around there. Those are unwhackable barrels. And if we miss any, it's no big deal. We're going to be in Prague for a little bit. We have work to do. Hop into the tavern, into the Four Stacks, and speak with the barkeep.
Hail, good Sir Knight, and welcome. They do say you seek to cleanse the minds of evil. Oh, these demons have brought great suffering to the good people of Prague. Our craftsmen have no silver for their wares, and many proud families now beg for their bread. Please, accept all that my humble inn can provide, and the blessings of the Lord be upon your quest.
I accept this healing elixir. I probably should have just chucked this into my my vault. Oh well. Healing elixir will increase our health by 50. Non-Kindred only. Okay, we're not Kindred. Now, while the single-player Chronicle had a mixed reception, this game's multiplayer features were lauded, and I would say, like, they're pretty damn quality features. I didn't get an opportunity to make much use of them, but the tools available to have, like, a storyteller in addition with, like, 1 to 3 players, 2 built-in chronicles, and the tools, like, available as, like, a storyteller head, and if I just keep saying the phrase tools available, really sound like it's a great deal. That's good stuff. But Nihilistic Software, the developers of this was their first project, the first game they created, and I would say it's their best-known project. Only a rusty dagger from that.
Sniffy. Now I may replace my war-weary armor.
The only other thing I could think of from them was their attempt to create StarCraft Ghost, which didn't go anywhere. Before I pop into the smithy, I'm going to check back here. No barrels. Okay. Again, what I get from these, not guaranteed. Woo, 5 damage.
Hail, good Sir Blacksmith. I am Christof of the Sword Brethren, and I seek to replace armor lost in battle.
Ho there, young crusader. I be Jiri Borajov, and the very boards of me humble shop are honored to be trodden by a sword brethren. And who will ye be slaying in your new armor?
I seek to slay the demons. Again, he says them for me.
I seek to slay the demons in the silver mines to the east.
You look a bit sickly, Sir Christof. If ye do seek to spill the blood of the fiends in the mine, ye'll be needing special protection.
The protection of the Lord suffices. I need no more than that.
Ha! Tell that to your armor and sword. Nay, 'tis gypsy charms I be speaking of.
Aid from a gypsy? Can such a thing be godly?
Why, did not King Saul seek out a wise woman and her familiar spirit in his time of need? Yea, that very King Saul, who had once banished all witches, sought a witch when he needed to learn of his future. She summoned the spirit of Samuel the prophet, and no mistake, 'tis in the Holy Bible.
All right.
There is wisdom in thy words. I will go to this gypsy.
You must promise me that the gypsy will come to no harm by my telling.
You got it.
I promise.
Go ye to the Golden Lane, where you'll find an herbal shop run by the old gypsy woman, Unorna. There ye shall find something to aid ye surely. God be with ye, young one.
So shopkeeper inventories, there's a chunk of them that are, like, stagnant, and a chunk of them that fluctuate. And don't worry, if you're dissatisfied, you can always just check back in. It'd be really helpful if to save Prague silver so that we could boost the town's economy, we could be given any of these at a rate we could afford. You know, some gauntlets of strength, maybe a fucking blessed mace. How useful that would be, like fighting the horrors. Ugh. Alas, it is not to be. You can sell some bizarre items here, like this berserker axe. Yes. Exquisite halberd. But go ahead and pop in this dagger for 6. We're not selling our weapon, because that would be awkward, and I ain't buying anything. Not that we don't have any actual armor.
You have my hand on it. 'Tis a deal.
And we'll go visit Unorna. I didn't actually end up seeing her. The first time I played this game, I think I might have told the blacksmith that it was none of his fucking business. And then, like, when I started over, I was like, oh, let me go see Unorna, because by that point, I knew of her.
The shop of a gypsy witch. Dare I enter such a place?
Looking great in here. Looking... Don't worry about it. It's fine. They didn't expect you to look up there.
Hello, young one. What is it you desire?
I desire only to bring the Lord's justice to the evil that has befallen this city. I would know of the devils that rule the night in Prague.
They are vampires. The undead. The blood drinkers. The fiends to hide their miserable carcasses away in mines and crypts under the earth, for the very rays of the sun to scald the flesh from their bones. It is quite a sight, and a stench, the like of which you'll ne'er forget.
Then perhaps I shall show them the glory of the breaking dawn before dealing them their final mercy.
Weapons cannot kill the fiends, lest their heads be cleft from their undying bodies. You will need more than a buckler of faith to aid you.
Well, although we were recommended to her, we don't have a lot of options. I could buy a steak, which you might think would be incredibly useful in this situation. Maybe you wouldn't. We just gotta leave her with the steaks. And also some things for non-humans. Like steak protection. I'm gonna walk away. Just wanted to come in, get some dialogue.
Go with God, young one. And be sure to be within the warmth of a hearth when the sun falls. For the foes you have seen are but a small part of the wickedness that walks the streets of Prague by night.
I shall send all such wickedness back to hell.
You tell him, Christof. Alright. Nothing for us down there quite yet. We have our task to perform, which we have given to ourselves. Monasteries in that direction. The palace is that way. We can only access the monastery's outskirts right now, and we can't get into the palace. Note I am, not actually selecting to move while I'm in first-person view, but Christof is following his orders I gave him while doing just that. Team's looking good. Looking good. Alright. Let's put the broadsword in hand. Make sure I turn right here. Well, good people of Prague couldn't spare much for us to begin our holy mission. Perhaps this will be enough. Well, so it goes. University over there. How you doing, old man? What he's named, old man.
Take care outside the gates of the city, good Sir Knight, for all those that wander the highways alone after nightfall are seldom heard from again. Even the strongest of warriors have disappeared. The streets of Prague are no longer safe after dark, but beyond the city walls, all hell walks the night. Hell that disgorges from yonder castle of Viscerod.
Well said.
Beware the mines, Crusader. If mere men could kill the Hellspawn, we Knights of St. John would have slain them long ago.
We lock these gates as the last rays of the sun die in the mountains. Pass within before dark, or wait without until dawn. I pray for thy safe return.
There's a couple of big gameplay mods for Vampire the Masquerade Redemption. I haven't explored them. I am not even sure I could name them. Age of Redemption is one of them.
These carts still hold their ore. The diggers have fled this place in haste, and the fiends have not seen fit to continue such honest labor.
How well they play, I couldn't say. What I do know is that we've got some light. This torch will be very helpful, allowing you, dear viewers, and me, the game player, the actor, Christof, to see. And next time, we'll actually go down there and begin clearing out the horrid monsters that dwell within the Bond Silver Mines. With just our trusty broadsword and a torch we picked up. In Christof, save Christmas, and Prague. Next episode will be a bonus one, going through the instruction manual if you'd like to know more about Christof's story and the World of Darkness. Episode 2 proper will be sending enemies to the abyss.